Hello, happy Saturday, everyone. Before I'll start, I'd like to thank you all for attending into my session, and of course to Tag Pros Philippines for inviting me as one of the speakers for this webinar workshop on effective strategies and approaches in online distance learning. I know we're all excited, as I am excited for this PD session in advancing online distance learning. By the way, let me introduce myself. I am Mr. Viernes. I am an education program supervisor in one of the schools division here in the Philippines. I'm also an EdTech leader, a Microsoft innovative educator expert, and a master trainer. I'm also certified learning facilitator of the National Educators Academy of the Philippines. And in 2017, I won as EdTech Coach of the Year during the EdTech Asia held in Singapore. Okay, so the title of my session today is Amplifying Cross-Curricular Projects Through Creative Expression and Social Emotional Learning. And of course, through this session, we will be guiding you on using creative expression as a means to foster the core competencies of the social emotional learning, or we called it SEL. Through this session, we will also help you to implement different cross-curricular projects using educational tools and resources, which in this case, we will be featuring the Bonzi platform. Okay, so let's start. Now, the coronavirus pandemic has produced a variety of critical challenges for all of us. And this is actually most especially for our learners. And I know all of us here have experienced firsthand the impact of pandemic to our learners, which shows which shows how they underwhelmed and uncertain about this new normal and what to do for their academics and different activities, which actually includes social and emotional learning. Because whether we like it or not, it's something that we sometimes neglect even before pandemic. Well, some students may not have opportunities to engage in this type of social and emotional checkpoints as we transition into uncertain learning environment. We educators, I believe, can actually mitigate the potential negative effects of social distancing by employing evidence-based strategies for social and emotional learning. Now, this time, we should amplify the social emotional learning, or we call it SEL. SEL is defined by Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning, or CASEL, as the process through which children and adults understand and manage emotions, set and achieve positive goals, feel and show empathy for others, establish and maintain positive relationships, and make responsible decisions. You know, promoting social and emotional development for all the students in classroom involves teaching and modeling social and emotional skills. We provide them the opportunities to practice and hone those skills and giving students an opportunity to apply this in various situations. Now, the CEL can, or the social emotional learning can increase students' long-term well-being. Looking at these infographics, studies have shown that CEL can improve students' academic performance, behavioral growth, long-term success, which in the long run have positive life outcomes. CEL can be integrated across subject areas at all ages. Well, in fact, it's certainly just as pertinent or important to us adults as to the children. For our children, as early as now, we should be teaching them about social emotional learning. But as an adult, it's something that we must be very competent about it. Cell can be a curricular innovation because it can also be an approach in many ways. You can do curricular innovation, just like what I've mentioned. These approaches include you can do a standalone cell lesson or instructional practices, classroom practices, and integrated within the academic curriculum. Just a short, just a heads up. As we go through the latter part of the discussion or the presentation, we will be showing you on how to integrate cell into your lesson, wherein we target all the core competencies of the cell. Okay. Now, the effect of social and emotional learning involves coordinated classroom, a school-wide family and community practices that help students develop the core competencies of the social emotional learning. Now, let's proceed to these competencies. Let's go to the first one, which is the self-awareness. Self-awareness enables an individual to recognize their own emotional state and understand how it can influence behavior. It's also the ability to know your strengths and weaknesses and to view them with a growth mindset. Self-awareness skills include, says here, identifying emotions, accurate self-perception, recognizing strengths, self-confidence, and self-efficacy. Self-awareness gives students a better chance to succeed in school, life, and for their future work. Students need to know what their emotional state is and how it affects those around them in order to self-regulate their emotion. Of course, as teachers, remember that we're all human. We won't always be our best selves in every moment of the day. Embracing that reality help us authentically engage with students, check our biases, question our own motivation, and pause to take stocks on our decision. As teacher, we need to know how to express ourselves in appropriate ways so that we can actually model this to our learners. Now, the second competency is self-management. Self-management as the ability to regulate one's emotions, thoughts, and behavior. This includes effectively controlling impulses, self-motivation, and planning towards personal and academic growth, which I believe dapat ilagay din natin yung stress management. It helps students to stay on task and work towards a goal, even when feeling frustrated, and it's highly sought after skill in employees because these are the soft skills that we need our learners to actually develop because ito yung mga kailangan natin ngayon in the field, whatever their decision, kung ano man yung kanilang ipopursue as their career. A great example is since we want our students to manage themselves after the class has completed, it is perfect time to take out those journals for reflection on the goals of the day and then to reflect on his or her learning. For example, what was challenging today, what worked in your studies today, and what was more difficult. So these are the checkpoints that we can actually give to our learners, boosting yung kanilang self-management. How did you process the answer to a problem? And this reflection on learning will actually encourage our students to make adjustments to his or her own habits. So that is self-management. Let's go to the third competency, which is the social awareness. Now, socially aware individuals can understand others' perspective and empathize with them, including those from diverse backgrounds. Social awareness initiatives should focus on, says here, perspective taking, empathy, appreciating diversity, and respect for others. For example, as a teacher, you can cultivate students' empathy by encouraging them to put themselves in the shoes of the people on opposing sides of idea, to help them understand both how they came to their views in the first place and why certain decisions were actually made. Through this, we can actually champion respect and understanding. Now, let's go to the fourth competency of the core competencies of CEL is the relationship skills. Within and beyond classroom walls, relationship skills are critical to students' success and well-being. We should agree to that. Relationship skills are defined as the ability to establish and maintain healthy relationships, cooperate with others, communicate clearly and listen well, resist social pressure, negotiate conflict, and seek or offer help as needed. Implementing lessons and practices around these abilities should actually focus, says here, communication, social engagement, relationship building, teamwork. Now, for example, into your class, to encourage teamwork in a group activity at the beginning of a school year, as a teacher, you should already establish positive communication skills such as listening, conflict resolution, and cooperation amongst your learners or to your students. So these are the core competencies of CEL. We have self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship skill. As we go through with the discussion, we will be targeting all these core competencies of CEL as we craft our cross-curricular activities to our learners. Now, let's proceed to the next, creative expression. Ayun. Children learn, develop critical skills, and have fun when provided the opportunity to be creative and to express themselves in artistic way. Like we have painting, coloring, writing, through music and making crafts. These are all examples of creative activities. Now, creative expression helps children articulate their feelings and thoughts. Creative expression is actually bringing something new into the existence from one's own imagination. Kasi nga nagiging konkreto siya. At saka, just like what I've mentioned, children love to express their selves. And of course, that is through creative outputs or creative works. It's a way for students to tap into some critical facets of the CEL. We can actually formulate innovative projects, ideas for our learners that each instill the CEL competencies in the mind of our learners, while allowing them to express themselves creatively. Of course, since we are dealing with the 21st century learners, this is through the use of technology tools and resources. Now, speaking of technology tools and resources, we will be, just like what I've mentioned, we will be featuring Bonzi, which is a great platform to, to facilitate creativity to our learners. How they're going to create or express their ideas using creative outputs. They can actually do this in the Bonzi platform because Bonzi offers a wide variety of ways to incorporate creative expressions and CEL skills in your class. In your most especially now that we are having distance learning through your online class. Since this is an online platform, Bonzi is a multimedia creation tool for students, and not only for students, this is also good for educators, administrators, and family to actually make creative and interactive content, allowing them, allowing those of all ages to visualize concepts and communicate creatively. Now, Betsy comes with thousands of animations, stickers, emotion-based graphics, or we call it emojis, built-in audio, video recording capabilities, and more, allowing students, not only students, educators, and families to express themselves and demonstrate their learning. What I love about Bonzi is that it allows learners to do creative ways to demonstrate their learning. And I'm pretty sure hindi lang ako yung may love ng ganitong idea. You will also love this idea if you're going to explore the features of this platform. Okay, this tool can actually be utilized by learners, just like what I mentioned, pati mga teachers, to present information and really fun and engaging ways for students and teachers. Now, this time, we will go to the platform, the Bonzi platform. I will just show you my screen. Okay po. Okay, so there you go. So I have here, this is the user interface of the Bonzi platform. So in order to access this, you go to this website. It's app.edu.bonzi.com. And of course, you need to sign up. Or if you have an account already, kasi nga for sure may mga teachers na tayo dito who have already an account and utilizing Bonzi platform and integrating it to the teaching and learning process. Okay, so I'll just click sign up here. Okay, so once you have clicked sign up, you will be directed to this page where you're going to be asked if you will subscribe to the free account or to the premium account. Now, my suggestion, you can just go directly muna sa ating free account, and once that you will love the feature of this platform, might as well you can go ahead and subscribe for a premium or a classroom, or if we have school administrators who are actually attending into our live session, you can actually explore the features of this platform, which is really good. Okay, so anyways, all of the information, which are the features which we'll be getting if you are holding a free premium classroom and our district or school account, are actually posted in this page. Just like what I mentioned, we'll just go ahead and explore muna yung free account niya. Okay, so let's go to the free account by clicking on get started for free. Alam niyo man tayo mga Filipino, mahilig tayo sa mga free accounts. Okay, and then of course, you'll be given the option to sign up with an email or using your Google account or your Gmail account, your Microsoft, your Outlook, or your Hotmail, or using your Apple account. So I'll be using my Google account. So I have here my DepEd email address, since Google po siya, Gmail po siya. I'll be using that. Okay. And then once you're done, you are now logged into your Bonzi account. Medyo mahina lang yung internet natin. Okay, so let's wait for the response of this. Ang hina ng ating internet, but okay, so there you go. We are now logged in into our Bonzi account. So if you noticed, meron na po akong nalagay dito na mga materials ko, because I've explored this using yung ating DepEd email address. But for the other account on my Outlook, I have different materials in there as well. Okay, so in here, all your resources are actually filtered into my Bonzi's, share with me's, and resources. So wala pang nakashare. So it's really organized in here. And then, of course, you also have in here classes which you can actually organize or create your own class. And of course, pwede kang mag-curate dito ng mga materials and the resources that your learners have actually developed. So we don't have we don't have a class in here. This one board as well, and then we also have an integrated. What I love about the Bonzi is that it's a one-stop platform. So integrated na po dito yung ating Microsoft Teams, which is really good because this is now will serve as your learning management system for your class because meron na yung sa Teams, meron na tayong video conferencing, chats as well, group chats, and of course they can also pass their assignments and other features of Microsoft Teams, which is actually integrated sa ating Bonzi, which is really good po kasi nga hindi na pupunta yung estudyante nyo sa other window just to access yung inyong Microsoft Teams. Now, question, pwede po bang ilagay yung Google Class dito? Siguro the link. But if you're asking me if pwedeng integrate siya sa mga feature, wala po. Only Microsoft lang po siya. Okay, so there you go. So this time, we will create our own material, or we will develop our material from scratch. So in here, pwede tayong gumawa ng mga materials using yung mga templates. Actually, meron siyang mga templates categorized into if you are looking at the screen, categorized into back to school, birthday greetings, bookmarks, brochure, business cards, at madami pang mga categories na nakalagay po dito. So may mga template na po siya. It's actually filled with different templates, which is pwede natin siyang i-import or i-copy and i-enhance. So, ayun. But this time, we will create from scratch for us to demonstrate on how to create an output using yung ating Bonzi platform. If you look at it, para lang siyang Microsoft PowerPoint platform or PowerPoint presentation. But if you look at it, sa mga features niya later on, mas advanced at mas interactive po yung ating Bonzi. Okay, so in here, on the workspace, pwede ka nang mag-import ng templates, import background, or you can just add items such as videos, animated images, or others. Okay, so this time we will just go on and click on the things that we wanted to import. Like this one, text yung ilalagay natin. Click natin yung text. Okay, so double click. We'll just double click it, and let's put a title. I'll be naming it as My Journal. Okay. You can actually format it. You can actually format it like if you wanted to the font to be a lot bigger, you can just highlight it, and of course the formatting pane will just pop out. Okay, so that's it. That's My Journal. And then To add, you just go to the right corner of the editor. Meron siyang plus. Nung nakita nyo kanina, meron siyang plus. And then, ilalagay ko is siguro mga Bonzi animation or animated because our learners love animation. So, ilalagay ko it's pen because journal. So, ilalagay ko it's animation ng ating pen. So, madami siyang mga contents which you can actually explore. Okay, so saan ba? This one. Ito na lang yung pipiliin ko. This one. You just click on add and automatic. You can do or you can actually resize the image just like that. Okay. And then you can also add other items. Again, just go to the right corner of your work page. I wanted to add videos for it. Lagay ko nga, let me just check kung nare-recognize niya yung ating YouTube channel which is the Viernes Eskwela. Okay, hindi niya nare-recognize yung ating Viernes Eskwela. Or I'll just put on happy song. So ayun, lalabas yung mga suggested videos for your happy song. So pipili ka na lang dyan kung anong ilalagay mo. So you see, it's a one-stop shop. You don't need to go to other windows to search for your YouTube account or YouTube videos. And then ilalagay, kukunin pa yung URL or the HTML code of it. You paste that. No, because in Bonzi, it's a one-stop shop or one-stop platform. Andito na rin yung ating YouTube platform. And what's good in here is that it's actually filtered with educational contents only. So ayun, wala akong nakita na videos on YouTube channel. Siguro we'll just explore other one. I'm actually good to that. Lagay ko na lang natin siguro yung pangalan. So double click to enter your text. So I'll just encode my name in here. Again, paano tayo mag-format? You just highlight it and automatic the formatting pane will just pop out. Ayun. Okay, so this time I'll just go ahead and change my background siguro. Okay, so you have the option to choose for the backgrounds which Bonzi will suggest, or you can also upload your own background. Okay, so gusto naman solid color, that's fine. Or you can just shift to recommended source of your background. Pwede siguro art na lang ilalagay ko. Sige, yan, art. And pipili tayo dito, madami. If you look at it, madaming mga contents po siya. And these are all free. Parang gusto ko ito. Ayan. So click lang natin. And then, you have the option to add this into a specific page or pwede siyang all pages. See? Ayun. So, okay na siya. So, basically, ganun lang gumawa ng ating contents sa ating Bonzi platform. The time is very limited. Of course, we have a lot of things to discuss. If you wanted to explore yung ating platform, just go ahead to the web address, which is app.edu.bonzi.com. Now, question, how do we share? We click on share and you can actually do personalize. Like who can actually view your Bonzi output, like everyone with the link. Para siyang Google Drive or OneNote then, or OneDrive then, that you can do, or you can actually personalize, who can access your file. So everyone with the link, specific Bonzi users or others. Pwede din, you can set it if it's commentable or pwedeng i-copy ng mga learners or other users. So in here, you can go with you can actually share it with link or you can embed it using iframe or the HTML code. Ayun. So you can actually share it with the specific learners, board share, or you can actually email it to your learners or share this through the social media. Or you can just download the copy and then give the PDF version to your learners. For those who doesn't have a strong internet connection. Ayun. So, very simple, very user-friendly. It's so easy to explore. Just like what I've said, very limited lang yung ating time today because we still have a lot of things to discuss. So, this is the Bonzi platform, which actually allows your learners, including you, to do creative outputs then. So, ayun. So, that's how we're going to share our outputs. Now, let's go back naman on exploring yung mga templates naman or mga outputs, other outputs that educators, learners have actually developed. You just go to this tab, which is Ideas tab. Okay, in here, you can actually search for a specific topic or you can actually filter it by topic area or learning areas. So if you look at it, meron siyang social emotional learning na topic area. Ang maganda doon. And then, you just go to, ayusin lang natin to. You just go to, learning area, specific learning area or grade level na mga social emotional learning contents. So basically, you can actually filter it by topic. So what I have indicated in here is social emotional learning na mga elementary topic. So like say for instance, this one, track your feelings with a mental health journal. So, pwede siya, meron siyang button for create this, which means you can actually copy this and enhance this. So, okay na okay siya at binigyan tayo ng permission from the developer or from the author. Ayun. So, hintayin lang natin. Here, so, basically, we have just copied yung Bonzi output na mental health journal. So you can now edit this, modify this, enhance this, or you just basically contextualize this. That depends kung ano yung kailangan or ano yung pwede mong ibigay sa inyong mga learners. Like say for instance, you can actually change na yung title niya. Like say for instance, mental health journal, this is for grade 6. And you can just share it just like what I have shown you a while ago. So basically, ganun lang po yung ating Bonzi. Napaka-gandang platform which you can actually explore. If you haven't explored yung ating Bonzi, meron siyang free version. But of course, if you wanted to subscribe to the premium or to the school, make sure na maximize natin yung kanyang feature. So that is Bonzi. Just go to edu.bonzi.com. Okay, so this time let's go to the next presentation, which is the cross-curricular projects. Now, the cross-curricular projects tries to unite more than one content area in lectures, assignments, or even full units of studies. Now, cross-curricular instruction encourages critical thinking, interaction, and reflection. At mas nagkakaroon ng sense yung mga lessons mo para sa mga learners mo. Kasi nga, yung ating curriculum, most especially in the DepEd, ay talagang spiral po siya, and na magkakakonect dapat yung mga activities natin. Now, as the subject matter becomes relevant, students' ability to analyze and synthesize information greatly improves. They're able to generate meaning, compare, draw conclusion, and make prediction. And what I love about cross-curricular projects ay hindi pagod yung mga learners natin. Kasi nga, they will not be obliged to create individual projects or individual assignments per learning areas. Through cross-curricular projects, they can actually have one output targeting like 5 learning areas or 3 learning areas or lahat-lahat na. All we need to do is just to map and create the best output for them. Ayun. So, let's go here. Now, for the cross-curricular project sample output that I'll be showing you po, this is integrated for science, English, Filipino, and TLE. By the way, I actually got this from the most essential learning competencies of the Department of Education. Now, hindi ko po tinuturo ito because I am no longer teaching because I worked in the division office. But of course, I have an idea because I was a former classroom teacher as former grade 8 din po. So, for science, science describe the transfer of energy through the tropic levels, classify organisms using the hierarchical taxonomic system, explain the advantage of high biodiversity in maintaining stability of an ecosystem. And then for English naman, compose effective paragraphs. And then for Filipino, nakasusulat ng isang slogan na tumatalakay sa paksang aralin. And then for TLE, use basic functions of www browser to locate information. So basically, for all these competencies, we targeted po that these are all under 4th grading. I think that's for the 5th to 6th week. So, saktong-sakto po siya talaga for these 4 subjects or 4 learning areas. Now, in here, of course, how to design yung output ng inyong mga learners. First, we need to have like a springboard, like this one. You present situation. In here, I presented a situation like a wide variety of planets, animal species called the Philippines home. Now, Philippines is one of the only 17 mega diverse countries in the world. And then, you presented yung current situations that they have actually declared for 118 animal species in the Philippines to be threatened, which means they are either vulnerable, endangered, or critically endangered. So you need to present a situation as so that they will dive into the lesson, which will act as a conduit in creating your output or the expected output, which in this case, you will present kung ano ba yung goal ng class mo. So for the goal, it's a creative output that shows how do we protect and conserve endangered and economically important species in the Philippines. And then the product is creative output using Bonzi. So pwede na silang if they can actually do poster slogan. They can do that. The target na yung ating Filipino competencies, or creative writing para ma-target natin yung English competencies, or you will ask them na they're going to create an output targeting yung competencies na present natin for the four learning area. So that's how we create or design a cross-curricular learning activity. Through this, we are also targeting the competencies or the core competencies of the social emotional learning. So under self-awareness, of course, you will be having guiding questions or guiding questions as they are developing their outputs. Like say, under self-awareness, why do you think it's important to protect? To protect and conserve endangered and economically important species in the Philippines. And then under self-management, how do you organize your creative output that shows you protect and conserve endangered and economically important species in the Philippines? And then for social awareness, how do others think and feel about your output naman? And then for relationship skills, who are the people that can help you accomplish your output? And how do you plan to share your creative output? So you see, what we did is a cross-curricular project, and then we also targeted and aligned or anchored it to the core competencies of the social emotional learning. And of course, before presenting this creative outputs to your learners, you need to present as well your holistic rubrics as their guide in crafting their outputs. Now, they can also do this in other platforms, such as if they don't have Bonzi, they can also do this in PowerPoint presentation kapag offline or walang internet connection. Kasi alam natin sa Department of Education, hindi lahat mayroong internet. So they can actually do this in PowerPoint presentation. But they can, and they can also use other platforms as well. Ang gilagay ko lang dito is created output in Bonzi because it's the platform that we actually featured. So, ayun. Now, for the importance and benefits of SEL, or the social emotional learning for academic development, developing stronger social emotional skills actually improves the academic performance of the students. The soft skills na sinabi natin kanina that students develop through SEL are shown to improve their attitudes towards school, and as a result, increases their performance in classroom. When students know that his or her feelings will be heard and respected, it will be easier for that students to relax and focus at school. So in here, ito yung mga importance niya: academic success, fewer behavioral problems, less emotional distress, and positive social behavior. Okay. So in here naman for for the next slide, it says here 11% of our learners increase in grade integrating social and emotional development results in an average 11% gain in grades and test score. And 70% of the words students use to describe how they feel at school are negative. Integrating social and emotional skills into the curriculum improves students' attitude and engagement. And 80% of employers says that social and emotional skills are extremely important in achieving success. And 90% of educators believe that social and emotional skills can benefit their students, and more importantly, that they can be taught. So that's social emotional learning, creative expressions, and of course, we have also featured yung ating Bonzi platform to facilitate cross-curricular projects. Now, before I will end my presentation, let me just show you a quotation coming from Susan Sarandon. Says when you start to develop your powers and powers of empathy and imagination, the whole world opens up to you. So again, thank you so much for joining into my session. If you have questions po, please feel free to put them into our comment section and we'll be more than happy to answer those questions during the open forum. Thank you.